Hi, today we're going to talk about green eggs and ham. And
By
Dr. Seuss.
Now you have to tell them what you did.
I read this. I read half of it with my mom, and then I read the rest with my mom.
Read the other half today.
Yeah. And
everybody knows about this book, right? Like, why would we vlog on it? We had a couple experiences reading this book that I wanted to make sure that we pointed out. Now, Seth, how hard was this for you to read?
Kind of hard. Like, on these ones, it's kind of hard.
Would and could?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
would and could, all kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then at here, where is it? This is kind of hard, a little bit hard.
With?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really learning with this time. It says with lots of times, which is great. One of the valuable things about Dr. Seuss is the repetition, and the funny pictures and the interesting stories make a difference.
So these ones are just like the curvy.
Okay, so what? Wait, before you say that, what we're going to talk about today is that we learned. Do you remember what it's called?
Yes. Question.
Punctuation.
Oh yeah.
So today, Seth really started to understand that when a sentence was finished, there were different endings.
Yeah. So, like when a sentence is finished, there's either a dot
Which is a period.
Yeah.
That just means, how do you say it when it's a period?
Yeah. Just say normal.
You just say it normal.
And then if they're curvy, you just say it normal.
No, don't you remember what the curvy is?
No.
A question. It's called a question mark,
Yeah.
and you ask it like a question.
Yeah. And
so instead of saying you do not like green eggs and ham, you say you do not like green eggs and ham, and you go up on the end to make it a question.
And
but this was the really fun one that he loved.
If there's a line and then a dot, and the line's over the dot, it's like super fast.
You remember what it's called?
No.
Exclamation point.
Yes, an exclamation point.
And how do you say it if it's an exclamation point?
You're like...
what does it mean?
It means that she's like saying really serious. Like, you don't like green eggs.
Like they really mean it, like there's a lot of
Yeah.
emotion or passion, excitement.
Yeah.
We talked about there being a lot of excitement. So this is what I wanted to point out. Oh, go ahead.
Sam I Am is the one that made them, and he keeps on chasing him and saying, and finally when he gets in the water, he's like, if you leave me alone, I will try them. So he tried them, and he's like, these are super good.
Yeah.
And the rest of the book, he's just like, thank you, and like, I love this so much, thank you.
And there's lots of exclamation points because he's so excited about green eggs and ham.
Yeah.
So, a couple things, especially as they're learning to read, that this is a fun thing to do as they get into books that have different types of punctuation, point out the punctuation, and let them say the sentences the way they're supposed to be said. Because when we did that, then all of a sudden it got more exciting. Seth wanted to say all the words and then say them the right way, like he was excited, and sound like the character. It's one of the things that's hard when you're first reading, is that you're so focused on each and every word, it can get monotonous and boring. So one thing is to teach punctuation and really get them to emphasize the punctuation. Another thing that you can do, and we did this as well, Seth, didn't we? When we got to pages where there was a lot of emotion, like this page, we stopped and thought about how the character was feeling.
Yeah,
Stop and ask questions. Like when he read this part, one of the reasons why it stood out to him was because we talked about this part. He said, Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them, you will see. And I asked Seth, what does that mean? And you said what? What did that mean? That meant if he, you said,
it meant like if Sam I Am stopped chasing him, then he would try them.
That's right. So it really helped him get more interested in the book when we looked at pictures, and look at this one. So we talked about, again, this picture that I showed you a minute ago. Remember, Seth, we talked about how he looks like he really doesn't want to try it.
Yeah.
So we're trying to feel the way the characters are feeling. We're trying to really think about what's happening to them, and then we're using please don't. We're using the punctuation to really. Okay, just a second. We're using the punctuation to really emphasize. So now it's coming to life. Now it's not just these droll words on the page. We're stopping and asking questions, experiencing it with the characters, and emphasizing the punctuation to make the reading much more fun and real. And then the kids are more excited about reading. So what's your last thing you wanted to say?
So if there's long pages like this,
lots of words. Let me show it. Let me show it. Where there's lots of words.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. You just say like, I could.
Okay, don't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just what he's trying to say is it'll say I will not, I will not, I will not, or I do not like them, I do not like them, I do not like them.
I could not.
Yeah.
I could not, I will not.
Yeah, and it would say it over and over and over again.
I could not, I will not.
So why is that important?
Eat them in a boat.
Why is that important?
On a boat.
Why are you bringing that up?
Because it's just like, you don't know when a big page is coming. So,
okay.
So you like, this next page is gonna be short, so I can just read it. And then when you turn it over, there's like lots of things, and well, you can just read them super fast because I did, and like it was super fast.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point. And that's how this book is. That's how a lot of Dr. Seuss and other books are like that too. Sometimes Frog and Toad are like that.
Yeah.
You're going along and there's not very many words, and then suddenly there's tons of words, and I think you're saying it can be kind of scary or intimidating, like, oh, this is going to take forever. I don't even want to read.
And then you start reading and you're like, these are the same words. I can read this super fast.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. So those are some things to think about when you read Green Eggs and Ham. We had a great experience with it. Seth did a great job reading it, and we thought about what it feels like to eat green eggs and ham and whether or not we would like to eat some green eggs and ham.
I said to my mom that would be kind of cool, and I should, but okay, it's not that good as yellow green eggs.
Well, thanks for joining us. Green Eggs and Ham
by Dr. Seuss.
By Dr. Seuss. Like us if you like us. See you next time.